Sombrero zum Bass, sie sagen, tu mir nicht weh. Komm halt die Presse, du Spast, ich hab die Kugeln gezählt. Jetzt ist Crime Time, alle mit der Hohen, jetzt die Kinder rein. Du suchst dein Vater, doch das Jugendamt findet keinen. Nenn es Straßenslang, nenn es auch Beleidigung. Nenn mich Vergewaltiger, ich hab die Polizei gebumst. Es geht um mich, ums Töten, um zu überleben. Ich mach keinen Spaß, ich will töten und nicht drüber reden. Du nennst mich asozial, ich nenn dich zu verwöhnt. Du bist am Baden, Junge, kein Problem, fang den Böen. Ihr müsst euch keine Böen, spart euch jeden Anspruch. Kontakt, bis es Tag, das ist jede Maßspruch. Kurzer Protest, Junge, guck, ich steh im Mittelpunkt. Zähl bis 3, 1, 2, jetzt hörst du auf Krücken rum. Du bist ein Zipfel und du hast keine Freunde, Homes. Du willst gleich ein Geld, dann jeder für 30 Euro Gold. Wo kommt der Kanake her? Mit dem Lederjacken fair. Kontakt, Gangster Rap, du, das sind wir. Komm, es doch mal beide an, täglich auf der Handelbank. 180 Kilo, Mann, shit. Wo kommt der Kanake her? Mit dem Lederjacken fair. Kontakt, Gangster Rap, du, das sind wir. Komm, es doch mal beide an, täglich auf der Handelbank. 180 Kilo, Mann, shit. Sounds für den Hof im Knast, meine Jungs sind hinter Gitter. Zwischen Vergewaltigern, Mördern und den Kinderpicker. Trotzdem bleib ich hart, schreibe meine Teile, Mann. Ich hab nur noch dich ein, nämlich wo ich retten kann. Du bist voll geknallt, voll verpackt, voll gestört. Ich sitze im BNB, sag nicht, was dir der Gott gehört. Das ist Betonslang, guck mal wieder, was verbrennt. Al Capone-Style, du wirst jetzt im Wasser drängen. Du bist ein krasser Stern, scheiß drauf, ich schieb dich Hacker. Ich drehe Hostel 2, jetzt wird mein Gesicht getackert. Das ist kein Gangsterfilm, ich bin nur lebensfroh. Ich bin der Pornostar, ich fick dich auf dem Regenbogen. Nenn mich den Sunny Boy, jetzt wird deine Mami feucht. Scheiß auf deinen Slang, dein Tour und dein Army-Deutsch. Sie sagen Kingpin, a.k.a. Johnny Cash. Behalt den ISD-IG, krieg den Johnny H. Wo kommt der Kanake her? Mit dem Lederjacken fair. Kontakt, Gangster Rap, du, das sind wir. Komm uns doch mal beide an, täglich auf der Handelbank. 180 Kilo, Mann, shit. Wo kommt der Kanake her? Mit dem Lederjacken fair. Kontakt, Gangster Rap, du, das sind wir. Komm uns doch mal beide an, täglich auf der Handelbank. 180 Kilo, Mann, shit. Honda ist das Cash, scheiß auf deine Hip-Hop-Gang. Alter, wer uns beide kennt, weiß, heute wird gebankt. Hier geht es um uns zwei. Ground Zero macht den Beat und es suchen noch. Als wären wir ein Kilo Heroin. Ich red von Straßenslang und ich red von Plattenbau. Und wenn wir kommen, ja, dann gehen die ganzen Ratten dran. Das ist Kanaken-Sound, haut der für die Stadt sprich. Jetzt kommt Gorillas in Niffel, jetzt haben die harten Schiss. Du schreibst einen harten Diss, ich hol einen harten Stock. Jetzt ist dein Tag gefickt, guck mal wie der Atemstock. Es geht um unseren Ruf und das ist deren Sache. Es geht um deine Crew, doch das ist deren Sache. Wir kehren alle Fotzen, die unser Weg blockieren. Wir sind echte Gangster-Rapper, wollen uns kopieren. Sie wollen uns kopieren, wollen unser Image klauen. Was soll ich dazu sagen? Mach dich gerade falsch, es kommt der Kanake her. Mit dem Lederjacken fair. Kontakt, Gangster-Rap, du, das sind wir. Komm uns doch mal beide an, täglich auf der Handelbank. 180 Kilo, Mann, shit. Wo kommt der Kanake her? Mit dem Lederjacken fair. Kontakt, Gangster-Rap, du, das sind wir. Komm uns doch mal beide an, täglich auf der Handelbank. 180 Kilo, Mann, shit.
Okay. Welcome. How's it going, guys? This is a spontaneous live stream. I was just waiting for more people to join, but now we can begin. So, as usual, this is just my attempt to provide some value, okay, to give you some more content, information, whatever you need to improve your magical practice. So let's start with a couple of questions, okay? So just start typing whatever interests you, and then we're gonna begin a conversation on that topic. Okay, you never know what comes out of that, so just start asking questions, whatever interests you. Should be connected to magic, ideally, right? But make sure that it is something that you feel you're struggling with. Okay, let's see. Yeah. See. The most advanced secrets are usually the ones that are the most basic ones. So whenever you go far in an art form, you'll always come back to the basics. Always. Yeah. If you get very far when it comes to, let's say, basketball, you will still dribble and pass a lot. Yeah. So the most advanced is just building upon the basics. So don't underestimate the basics, and don't think that you have to ask like crazy questions. You can ask about the very basics, because the very basics are what builds the advanced. Yeah. So keep that in mind. I was wondering, how do you plan your day and your tasks? I'm not good at planning. Yeah. Well, you use a to-do list, or I use a to-do list, and I create that to-do list the night before the day. Okay. So before I'm going to go to sleep tonight, which is going to be in let's say an hour, I'm going to have to do my to-do list for tomorrow. That, of course, includes the tasks that are on my calendar. So I look at my calendar, and then I have my to-do list, and then I put those in there. Now, out of those tasks, maybe not everything needs to be done. All right. Um, and when it comes to prioritization and choosing what to do first and what to focus on first, you use Pareto, where it's basically, what is the thing that I can do right now that has the biggest impact? Now, the important thing is that you go through that entire thought process and that planning process before you start the day. Because if you try to figure that out throughout the day, you're going to stop yourself. You're going to kick yourself out of your flow. You see, and that's going to make you less effective. So this entire thought process and this entire planning has to be done before the day starts. Yeah. And then you just pick up your to-do list, and then you do boom, 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 boom. You go through all of those tasks, and you're going to be much more efficient. I'm interested in gaining total life control in a situation where I feel helpless to someone else's influence. It seems like it should be basic, but I have trouble with it. Let me read that again. I'm interested in gaining total life control in a situation where I feel helpless to someone else's influence. It seems like it should be basic, but I have trouble with it. That is unfortunately a little bit too broad, so I can't really give you a good answer on that. All right, but generally speaking, um, you know who's in control of the situation. Generally speaking, the one that has more variables. Yeah, if you look at a chessboard, the chess figure that is more flexible and can make more moves is usually the one that's in control, and the one that you know that imposes the tempo. You see, so try to find degrees of movement in that situation, and then you will be in control over it. This is a very broad answer. I mean, a general answer, but your question was also very broad and general. Can you please explain what lusting for results really means? Um, lusting for results. I know I've heard that expression before. Lusting for results. Lusting for results means that you haven't let go of it. It's that means that you haven't experienced it enough. Okay, so as you create a ritual, as you create an outcome, you have to experience that internally. And as you have experienced it internally, there will be no lusting for outcome anymore, because you've already experienced it. It's the feeling as if it's already happened. You need to feel as if it's already happened, and there's a lust for the outcome anymore. It's like you have a girl, you know what it's like before you have sex with a girl, right? You're lusting over it. You create the you if you don't have a lot of experience, you will create this weird vibe. This is like this creepy vibe, and that pushes a lot of women away, right? With a lot of with a lot of experience, you will be able to stay relaxed in that situation. Then it happens, boom, it's happened, and right after you, right after you finish, you're not that interested in that girl anymore, are you? You see what I mean? So that's basically what it is. You gotta proceed internally. Um, what's what's going to happen? What you want to happen externally? Yeah. What caused Solomon's demise, and what lessons should we extract from that? It's usually pride. You know. So the lesson that you extract from that is, you never stop learning. You never get sloppy, and you stay at war in your mind. Okay, the best way to live your life is to be at war every day in your mind. See this part. If you want peace, you prepare for war. So if you live in your mind as if you're at war all the time, you will have the best results. You will be diligent. You will be paying attention to details. You will accomplish things because you're actually capable. You don't get sloppy. This whole world is suffering from the sloppiness of people. People are sloppy. People don't pay attention. People don't make efforts to even stay informed, to do things. You see what I mean? So the problem with the world is that everybody's actually too comfortable. I'm completely convinced of that. Everybody's doing too well. They're too comfortable. Yeah, and we don't. The problem is not that things are too bad. The problem is that things are too good, but people believe that it should be better, and that's it. Anything that is domesticated is ugly, and domestication means the circumstances that it exists in are unnatural, and everything that is unnatural is soft and comfortable. The natural world, which is obviously the result of an intelligence that is much greater than ours, nature. Okay, nature created an environment for us to evolve in. Okay, and we went through trials and tribulations until we evolved in that environment. Yeah. Now, only the best qualities are only the best qualities allow us to survive. And since these qualities are constantly trained, they become us. Okay, and the best of us is required all the time. Now we live in circumstances that don't require that anymore, and as such, we have allowed ourselves to degenerate. Yeah, mankind is degenerated right now. If you don't believe me, go. I mean, just go through a random shopping mall. You tell me, are people degenerated or not? There are so many degenerates out there. Take a random person out of a civilized environment and put them into nature and see what's going to happen. And see how much they actually neglected their duty just to stay in a high survival state. Okay, it's self-evident, and that is also reflected in the mind. The mind is not sharp. The mind of most people is dull, just like the body becomes weak. Okay? So the bottom line is this: sharpen the axe every single day. You got to sharpen the axe of your mind. You got to sharpen the axe of your body, and you got to sharpen the axe of your magical power. Magical power is an extension of your survival abilities. Yeah, it's your ability to tap into a greater power than yourself in order to increase your survival. Yeah, so evolutionary pressures allow you to develop that or force you to develop that. You came to magic through pain, didn't you? So an evolutionary pressure caused you to either evolve or die or be destroyed. You're supposed to embrace that, and you're supposed to live like that every single day. And that is the right way to live. Never let the weapons become dull. Never let your weapons become dull. Live as if you're at war every single day, and that will be the most fulfilling life that you will ever have led. As a man, absolutely. As a man, this is our natural state, you know. As men, we were at war with other tribes. And if we were not at war with other tribes, we would hunt, which is another kind of war, isn't it? So violence and what's the word? Pressure is part of our makeup, and we can only live a correct life if we expose ourselves to mental challenges as well as physical challenges every single day. You got to live as if you're at war. mentally and physically. Yeah. Okay, that means physical challenges and mental challenges. Obviously, for women, it's different. Women have evolved differently. Women have evolved for social interactions. They would stay in the village or whatever, and they would have their social cohesion. That's why they're better at like communication, and they're much better at social interactions. Not better, but like it's different. It's different, more complex. For men, it's very easy. It's very stringent. We respond to these hierarchies, clear hierarchies, right? Because we need that in order to survive. We can't start bitching and moaning and have Machiavellian bullshit going on when it's about to hunt an animal. So my tip for you, since you're a guy, a man, is your natural state is to be at war. And if you embrace that, you will feel more alive than ever. That's your natural state. That's what it is. All this peace and at peace bullshit. It's not real. It's a mental um, fantasy. The mind can create all kinds of different scenarios and fantasies, but it will never stand the test of reality. Yeah. So that will be my tip for you. Live as if you're at war, and you will be happier. You'll be happier. Hello, Frank. Is our guardian angel demon connected to our purpose? And is the concept of Dharma related to all of the above? No, Dharma is a strictly Hinduism term. It's a term that comes out of the Hindu tradition. And Dharma could be defined as your not destiny, but your purpose. Yeah, it's what you're supposed to be doing. And when you live in harmony with your Dharma, you live in harmony with all the forces of nature. Yeah, so that's the definition of Dharma. Your guardian angel, demon connected. No, I don't think that. No, it's not really connected to that. See, and once again, that's a very general question that I can't answer very clearly. So repeating the intention after the ritual is complete hinders the ritual result. No, it does not. If you actually experience, I think a lot of you guys just can't visualize, or your imagination is too weak. I think that's it. When you experience the outcome in the ritual, it will happen for sure because you've already experienced it internally. But your problem is, I believe you can't. Your visualization or your imagination is too weak. That's the problem. You got to be able. Listen, if you visualize correctly, you should be able to convince yourself with 100% certainty that, let's say, I visualize that my hands are burning. I should be able to completely 100% feel that my hands are burning. That's the level of imagination that we're talking about here. That's when the quantum field responds as well. It has to. Can you give any simple tantric practices to increase intimacy? No, intimacy, sorry. Can you give any simple tantric practices to increase intimacy? Yeah, there's like there's an energy cycle that you can close with your partner. Okay. Now, generally speaking, when it comes to tantra, it's very common that the woman rides the man. Right. All right. So let's say she sits on top of you and she's riding you. Imagine there's a energy line that moves up your spine, comes down here, moves down here, and all the way down and comes up at the back again. Okay. Now connect that with hers because she has that too, and you create one cycle, and visualize, and she has to do the same thing. So you both visualize how that energy is flowing through both of you. Okay, and that creates union. Now, why is that? Because union requires the unification of opposites. Okay, so she represents feminine energy at that point. You represent masculine energy, also called Shushumna and Pingala. Okay, sorry, Ida and Pingala. All right, and as you create a union, you open Shushumna. Okay, and Kundalini rises up. So That will be a practice that you can do. I personally, I'm not a big fan of having a woman ride my dick. It's it's weird. I don't feel safe as she's riding it. Because there's a couple of times. It happened a couple of times where a woman was really riding it, and then my dick got hurt a little bit. So if a woman is on top of me, I like to basically get her close and then basically fuck her and still be in control, if in a sense, you know. So, I don't know what it is. I don't like to be passive when it comes to sex, really at all. I'm more like active. Um, I remember my dad said life is pressure, but it's also precious. Yeah, true. Nothing involves us quite like going through a lot of pain. I feel that pressure more and more since I started on my magical path, doing something about it now. Uh-huh. Okay. Jesus, where is that? Oh, okay. Took some time to get over my own barriers and blockages. Hey, Frank White. What's up, Sanchez? What's up, Sanchez D? That's how people break their penises. Hurts like hell. Better to be in control. Yeah. Yeah, that's one way to break your penis, definitely. I thank God I never had a broken penis. Yeah, it can actually break. The penis can't break. Hey boss, how do you leave offerings for spirits without altars, especially if you want to start to build a relationship with them, for example? Illegal. Man, I don't know how many fucking times I answered that question. I'm literally not going to answer that question anymore. It's just too many times. People just ask the same fucking bullshit. I've 100 guaranteed I've answered that question more than 100 times, or maybe not 100 times, but it's more than 50 times guaranteed. I've been practicing a lot of Goetic magic as of late, and I have been getting good results. It's good for you, man. Good for you. Good for you. Awesome. Um, yeah. Do you have any ongoing money spells? That's none of your business, is it? Why would I tell you about my money spells? Does the forum website work? No, it does not. No, it does not. But it will be. It will be up soon. It will be up soon. Listen, guys, you need to get on my programs. Okay. So I noticed yesterday there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who always show up to the free stuff because I did a free Zoom call and stuff like that. But you're never on my programs. What the fuck is that? I see you, Matthew P. You're always on my free shit. You're never on the paid programs. Is there a reason for that? Are you still sampling, my friend? Are you still sampling? See, the thing is, I really could give a shit about what you say. You're always like, "Oh, such a great answer, Frank. Such a great answer, bro." That's completely irrelevant. Do you know that you're actually kind of offensive at that point? It's actually kind of offensive. You show up for a year on the free stuff, and you're always like, "Oh, that's so great. That's so great. That's so great." But then when you're actually there to show your appreciation for what I do with currency, which is nothing but energy, you don't do it. Therefore, I assume that you're either making a fool out of me or you don't take me serious. Or You straight up disrespected me. So you make a choice. What is it? What is the answer? Matthew P. I did Magic Mental for 1.5 years. Oh, wow. Okay, great. That's it. Well done. Does the forum website work? Okay. Good. Yeah. I did Magic Mental for 1.5 years. Nice. All would work for you. Hope it worked for you. Any other questions, guys? Do we have other questions? Any advice on how to increase hand-to-hand combat skill with magic? Hand-to-hand combat skill with magic. I don't know if magic is the best way to do that. But what you can do is you can use your imagination to visualize yourself being better at that. Okay. There's a technique called direct learning that I've been teaching in the Betor path working that allows you to become very, very good at any skill very, very fast. So try to visualize yourself being better at that. Visualize yourself. See, I mean, imagine yourself becoming invincible or something like that. Yeah. And you will actually become more resistant. Have you ever noticed that what's the word? When you imagine yourself, let's say if you were to punch through a door or something like that. If you punch a door and you aim for the door, you're not going to break it, right? But if you intend and really feel that you're punching through the door, you're actually going to punch through it. So I guess what I'm trying to say is the mind goes first. Okay, the mind goes first. If you reach out for something, okay, let's say I grab from my bottle of water. What happens first is my mind goes there. You see? Now, you have never used your mind to its full capabilities, guaranteed. Neither have I. But I can guarantee you that I have stretched the capabilities of my mind further than you. What do I mean by that? The water bottle here is in the reach of my arms. If I was in a situation that required me to grab something to save my life, and that would be much further away, the pure intention would allow my arm to go further within limitations, but much, much further than with mediocre effort. You know what I mean? So this is one example. When you consistently and constantly stretch the limits of your mind, and you will become something that most people will not believe in terms of their abilities and their powers. That's what people say about me, for instance, okay? People that have ever had the pleasure of me doing ritual for them or doing readings for them, actually using my psychic abilities for them, will attest to the fact that this is quite unique, what I'm capable of doing. How did I do that? And how did I learn that? In the same way that somebody would practice stretching their intention or their reach beyond their current limitations, you can do the same thing with everything else. You can stretch your intention to be more resistant to pain. You were talking about fighting here. You can stretch your limitations and stretch your imagination to make you more forceful, to make you more resistant, to make you to expand what's possible, to expand the reach of your mind so far that it can read the mind of someone who's on a different continent. You see what I mean? It's all about stretching. It's stretching, and it's painful. It's pain because it's new. It's like expansion, expansion, expansion. Everything that is expanding is not comfortable. But that's the process. That's the journey. You see, and it's the only thing that makes life worth living. So that's how you do that. It's the same principle, whether you're talking about fighting here or hand-to-hand combat or magic or whatever. You expand on a daily basis. You expand, you expand, you expand. The limitations that you thought are the limits of what's possible should be moved further a month later. Yeah. Look at your life now, today. Have you grown compared to a year ago? Have you grown? Who are you compared to the person a year ago? Have you grown? Are your limitations less than the person before? If yes, that's good. If not, you fucked up. You wasted a year of your life. What is the edge of your abilities? Find that out and then stretch it in all areas. Yeah. Will you be offering any uncrossing rituals? Yeah, but not unless 10 people request it. Frank, what is your thoughts on practicing with both angelic magic and demonic magic? Could one practice both types at the same setting? Yes, the question, if you can harmonize those energies within yourself, definitely you can do that. Yeah. Will you be offering any uncrossing? Okay, got that one. Yo, Frank, what are some energies or style of rituals? Yo, Frank, what are some energies or style of rituals you have experienced being beneficial for the future of our new age? Um, being able to think for yourself, that's the best one. What is the uncrossing? What does it do? Uncrossing rituals, I identify the blocks in a person's energy, and I get rid of those so that the person, uh, so maybe they have bad luck, maybe they had bad things happen to them. That is going to be removed. My bad on the go. Yeah, no problem. What's this? Can an illness also come from energy blocks? 100%, yes. It's defined as an energy block, actually. Disease is dis-ease, which means a dis-ease of life force flowing through you. So yes, illness is the same thing as energy blocks. If you want to learn more about that, hi Valence, I recommend that you reach out to me on Facebook as in a private message, and I can give you more specific information on that. Near my area, there are ruins of ancient temples of Aphrodite and Apollo. Would my evocation be more powerful if I evoke those deities in those sites? Yeah, I'm sure it helps. It's probably pretty cool. My goal is to save up $10,000 so you can be my life coach. You got to hurry up with that, bro. You're my life coach. That's honestly, bro. That's actually below my pay grade by now. Okay, so I'm not even sure if I would do it for that. That was something that was offering last year, mentorship. A couple of people took advantage of that, around 10 people overall. But it's actually below my pay right now. I wouldn't do that for 10K anymore. You know. So, how does the shell divination in Santeria work? It's the same. It's you create a random pattern with those shells, and then it's just something that you focus on. The shells are something that you can focus on, so that your second sight activates, and then it's going to tell you a story. It's really that simple. Yeah. And is it possible that there are still energetic remnants from ancient rituals? Yes, but not necessarily from the rituals, but inside of the stone structures. There might be energy in there. It's like frozen music, if that makes sense. Okay, architecture is frozen music. So yeah, I'm sure there will be some energetic connection going on there. Hold on, I gotta answer that chick here. I'm getting back into online dating, so I'm talking to this girl on Instagram right now. She's cute. Pretty good. Yeah. 20 years old. Okay. Hold on. What's up? My bad. Yeah, my bad. Yeah. Now, before you say something, I'm 37. Yes, I would date a 20-year-old. No problem. Why would I have a problem with that? Some people would say that's not right. Because she's always like, oh, she's an adult. Who's a fuck? Frank the chicken magnet. Frank the chicken head. Yeah. I hope she's not a chicken head. But I don't think so. Usually at 20, they don't have that much drama. They don't have that many. My experience is the older the woman, the more issues you will have to confront, because she's gone through a lot of relationships. She's got a lot of trauma, a lot of bad breakups and whatever. So the usually, generally speaking, if she's younger, easier to deal with. For me personally, okay, I'm always talking about myself. I'm not look. Obviously, I'm generalizing here, but that's just my experience and my personal opinion. If you don't agree with that, that's fine. Okay, I'm not trying to insult anyone here. Really, it's not my intention. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be an asshole about it. And if that comes across like that, this is not my intention. Okay, don't take it the wrong way. All I'm telling you is what I do and my thought process. We all got to do what we have to do. Phone auto corrected me. I meant chick. Okay, I see. One second. When boxing, what is the best part of your opponent to focus on? People say different things. Okay, when it comes to boxing, it's probably the eyes. Probably the eyes. Okay, try to keep your not locked, but kind of like his face and stuff like that. Okay, because that's where you're going to see the intention coming from. You will usually it's very hard to keep a poker face when you're boxing. So you will, with time, your intuition will be able to pick it up, or you're going to see something in the shoulder before it comes. So for boxing, it's probably the facial area. Keep your eyes on the facial area. When you're Thai boxing or kickboxing or something like that, keep a peripheral vision. Also in the street, you want to keep a peripheral vision with a guy. Okay, because you never know what he's going to do. Maybe he might tackle you. He might do any of that. Okay, and with a peripheral vision, you're going to be able to see everything. Also for the street, try to learn the 360-degree defense. I'm not a big fan of Krav Maga, because you're not going to be able to use most of it. But what's very good is the 360-degree defense. Okay, that's good for the streets. And you said boxing. It's probably the best thing that you can learn for for actually being able to protect yourself. Boxing. I'm also not a big fan of jiu-jitsu. I know everybody sucks everybody loves jiu-jitsu. Listen, yeah, obviously jiu-jitsu is very good, okay? But I'm 6'4". No, I'm at a disadvantage when it comes to jiu-jitsu. On the ground, I'm always at a disadvantage. At 6'4", think about it. A guy that's 5 foot something is going to kick my ass when we're on the ground. Yeah. So I think, and I think you're pretty tall as well, Gavin. So as a tall guy, it doesn't make a lot of sense to focus on ground game, right? You should know some basics in terms of jujitsu, but the most important thing is really literally the takedown defense, so you don't go down. Also, watch the big fighters. The tall fighters in the UFC. They don't want to go down. John Jones does not want to go to the ground. You see, because it's just not where we can dominate. Now, if you want to protect yourself, stick with boxing. Stick with boxing and don't go on the fucking ground. Okay? You do not want to go to the ground. That's it. Most important rule. Even Thai boxing or kickboxing is not that great for the streets because how well can you kick in the jeans? How well can you kick in normal pants? I wear a lot of suits. How well can you really kick in your suits or in your suit pants? So boxing is good. I would stick with that and knock these motherfuckers out. Phone autocorrecting me. Okay, got that. I'm in my 20s. I prefer men in their late 30s. Men in their 20s are trying to still find themselves. Okay. What is the importance of Saturn in the occult and our reality? The more I look into it, the many areas lead back to Saturn. Saturn represents restriction and limitations, and the physical world is defined by that. It's literally a defining quality. So that's why they say Saturn is Saturn is also Kronos, is also a bunch of others, and they basically rule the world, if that makes sense. Rule Earth. Yeah. Hey Frank, will the lecture you did yesterday be in the vault eventually? Somebody else asked the question, and I might be sending it out as an email. Just have to. I'm gonna have to remind myself. I'm probably gonna forget that if I don't do it right away. Oh man. Okay. Let's see. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be in the vault, and yeah, we're gonna put it in the vault. And Wasi, if you're on, please send me that thing once it's uploaded. Just put it on the YouTube channel and then put it unlisted, and then I'm gonna send it out as an email. I found that too. I can read their eyes best. Thank you. Cool. From what I studied for many years. Cool. Muay Thai is better for tall fighters, I believe. Yes, it is, but not in the street. In the ring, yeah, but not in the streets. Anything you do with your feet, not good. Not good for me. 100% agree about BJJ. So overrated and useless on the street when their friend can just kick you in the head. Yes, exactly. That's the point. And when's the last time anyone here had a street fight ever? When's the last time you fought one guy? It almost never happens. You have multiple people attack you then. Even if it starts 1-on-1, the other guy is going to jump in. Right? Especially if you're winning. Especially if you're winning. Been deeply immersed in studies with your teachings 3 hours per morning, but deeper it gets, been feeling detached in day-to-day life with work, normies, etc., almost in between worlds. Any advice? Good news. It's good news. It's working. You're being unbrainwashed. Good for you. Keep going. And eventually, being amongst normies is going to be so painful that you're finally going to find a way to escape from this craziness that we call society or normal life. So you're going to find a way to make a living without having to bend over and get fucked in the ass by a system that doesn't even care about you. It's just exploiting you. And for that, you need to experience the pain of holy fuck, what am I even fucking doing here? This is a soul crushing, soul vampirizing existence. Yes, it is. Exactly. That's designed to do that. You think you think it's about economic energy and all that stuff. No, it's actually about emotional energy. Okay? This world is a prison planet. Okay? It's been set up in that way to feed off of your energy. Your energy. And most people are hopelessly trapped in the system. They know something's wrong. They hate their lives. They're in a mortgage or whatever. But they can't escape it anymore because they're too deep in it. And after a certain age, it's really, really, really hard to escape. It's almost impossible. But if you don't have too many obligations yet, if you still have a little bit of life force in you, you can use that energy to escape. How? By studying things that I teach, for instance, and then find a way to get rid of those shackles, and then you will be free. You will be free. And then you can channel a different type of energy. The circumstances have changed. Now you can become a vessel for your true self. You can speak what you actually think and mean. You can be who you actually are. And this is actually what you want. You see, the system that you are being oppressed by is not allowing you to be who you actually are. Do you realize that? Do you realize that? To what extent you have been prevented from expressing your true self? And the older you get, the harder it gets for you to you almost forgot who you were. You know? And then you get into a relationship and the woman thinks that she can change you. And she tries to shame you for your biological urges and needs, you see. She tries to change who you are at a core level because she also believes in the programming that she's received by society. But the programming of society is designed to keep people enslaved. You see? So congratulations. You're noted, you're becoming you're unslaved now, okay? The slave programming is being removed. And I'm happy that you say that it is my stuff that is doing that. I'm glad that it was me. Fuck the system, right? Where would I start with picking a class or course with you? Been watching you off and on for a while. Need direction and structure with this. You go on a website, grailoftheserpent.com, and then you look for courses or programs. And then you look at your biggest problem in life. What is your biggest problem? Is it love, get psychic seduction? Is it money, get money, magic mastery? And a whole bunch of other things, okay? So what is the biggest pain in your life? And then you look for the course that can solve that. That's simple. Because the basics are covered in all those courses. Yeah. Which actually, you know, maybe I should put out a new course, actually. What kind of course would you guys like to see? What course interests you? What course would you like to have put out there? Amen to that, brother. Yes. Goetia course. Okay, astral projection foundation. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. So the biological programming. See, biological programming, let's put it like this. Who here believes that a man should only be with one woman? Let's make a poll. Let's make a poll. Who here believes that a man should only have one woman? No. Okay. Everybody else undecided, I guess. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm not even going to open that can of worms, I guess. All right. I have kind of mixed feelings about that. Nay is in response to men only being with one woman. Okay. Whatever makes the two people happy. So I'm for it. Okay. For me, I don't feel like I need more than one. It's good. Okay. I feel like you gotta have. I feel like you gotta have hell of a game though to keep up with multiple women, right? Yes, that's absolutely true. I'm open. Okay. I don't think realistic, especially because people grow and change. Or see. Okay. I believe men are polyamorous. I believe in polygamy. Okay. But yeah. Women are monogamous. Okay. And shitloads of money. You need multiple women and one core woman. That's Lord Ace. I'm definitely on your page when it comes to that. Yeah. Me personally, one is enough for two women wouldn't be so stressful. Okay. I want more women in my life. A free feel polyamorous. I like having a main girl, but the rest of my other girls is backup plans. Backup plan. I'm a firm. I'm a firm polygamous. Yeah. 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 Yep. One queen, but the others will be for pleasure. Exactly. That's definitely. I think other partners being good energy into the relationship. I'm considered polygamy. Okay. It's interesting. It's an interesting poll. Thanks for sharing that, guys. That's really interesting to hear. I feel oppressed and need spiritual help to manifest polygamy, like how I just said. How do you feel about it, brother? I believe. Look, I don't want to. I don't want to bring up what's the word? Biological stuff and blah blah. Because I'm obviously not a woman. Okay, obviously not a woman. Therefore, I don't know what it feels like in a female body. So I'm not going to talk about that. But I know that as a guy, it is absolutely no problem to have sex with a woman and love another woman, 100%. In my experience, I'm not saying that it's not true. That I'm not saying that exceptions to that do not exist, but I believe that um, it is not the same the other way around. Even though I had a lot of women cheat on their boyfriend or their husband with me, and they always developed feelings. Not all of them, but most of them, they developed feelings. You see what I mean? So in my experience, it is way harder for a woman to disassociate feeling from sex and all that stuff. Now, the bottom line is this, okay? My personal ideal looks like this. I have multiple women. I have deep and powerful relationships with all of them. And ideally, they're all monogamous, meaning they're all just with me. That's the ideal that I'm striving for. And that would be uh, that's what I'm looking for. Now, obviously, it's not just like this, like there's always in this world, in this universe, you always gotta ask yourself, how do I deserve that? Like it's all an energy exchange. So what do I provide in terms of energy so that I deserve that, right? And you can't just be a chump and be like, oh yeah, I want 5 women, right? Obviously, like energetically that doesn't work. You gotta put up the energy that is required to deserve these women, right? So I believe what I can provide, like obviously, I don't think money is um, I do not money is not something that can keep a woman, I believe. It would be well for me personally, it would be my spiritual power, my spiritual wisdom, my magical power. Okay, my ability to handle the spiritual problems of the women. That would make me deserving of more than one woman. That would make me deserving of more than one woman. I've never had a woman be attracted to me because of my money or something like that. It was always about women were attracted to my intelligence or yeah or my wisdom, so to speak. You see, so I guess you got to ask yourself, or everybody has to ask themselves, including me. We have to ask ourselves. We want something now. How do we deserve that? We gotta like it's a give and take. What is the energy that we can put up so that we deserve multiple girlfriends that are all devoted to us and they're all monogamous, but we can be with all of them and have a deep, meaningful relationship with all of them. You are easy on the eyes too. That's not unique though, is it? There are many, many handsome men out there, many rich, handsome men that get destroyed by their women. Why is that? Why do they get destroyed by their women? Because they can't put up what's energetically necessary to keep them, right? Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp. Extremely good looking man, extremely rich, extremely famous. How does this man end up with a fucking psycho bitch like that? It's like energy, you see what I mean? So it's not that easy as like being good looking. That's nothing. You know, you need more. You need look at all of the celebrities. Have you ever seen one celebrity that is open about having multiple women, even though they all want to? 100%. There's no man in this world. I promise you, there's no man. I shouldn't say no man, okay, but the majority, absolute majority of all men would be with multiple women if they could, 100%. It's not that they love one more than another, but it's just the truth. I know that's not a popular opinion, but it's the truth, 100%. And you know, all of that, all of the looks, money, and status that they have, and they still can't pull it off. They're still slaves, you see, still slaves of society. Isn't that funny? They're slaves, aren't they? Like they can't do whatever the fuck they want because society would tear them a new one. They would shame them for their natural biological urges. It's so sick. It's so sad. They're slaves. They're high-paid slaves. That's what they are. Even presidents can't do that. Isn't the president supposed to be something like a king? Go back 500 years or 400 years or whatever. In any culture, by the way, any culture globally, throughout the entire world, and go to a king and tell him he can only have one woman. Tell him what? I'm gonna go to the village tonight and I'm gonna get 3 new ones. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay. Yeah, women are not wired biologically to have multiple partners. If they can, they are usually very masculine, already all respect for their partner. Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of women will these days will argue with that, and I don't even care. I'm not here to judge anyone, stuff like that. I'm just saying that I'm talking for men or as a man because that's the perspective I understand, obviously. And hey, if a woman wants to have multiple men, hey, none of my business. Right? Um, if I know she's cheated on her man with me long term, she's for the streets, never for the long term. Bro, if you get with her and oh wow, yeah, obviously, definitely. Hey, Frank Ramirez, what's up? I want to be poly, but with who? I need polygamy to feel alive. Okay. I wouldn't care if my boyfriend slept with another woman, especially if he takes care of me and treats me right. How do you feel about it, brother? Okay. I could use 2, maybe 3 women. Actually gonna try it. Okay. Yes, I want the same ideal situation. I think monogamy is being used to oppress masculine men. Yeah, women are not wired, but okay, got that. Have you watched Drake's new video, Falling Back? No, I've not. Can I have multiple males? Males? Can I have multiple males? You can have, hey, I don't think that's very hard as a woman to have multiple men trying to have sex with you. That's like the easiest thing in the world. Are you kidding me? As a woman finding men that want to have sex with you, I think that's the easiest thing in the world. Come on. Now, I'm not saying that it's look, as a man, it's also easy to find women to have sex with, but the prettier she is, the harder to get. That's a constant. That's a constant. I've never seen a beautiful woman that was easy to get. Never seen that. Have you ever seen that? I don't know. Has any one of you ever seen a beautiful woman? I'm talking about like really, really high, like really, really beautiful, that was easy to get into bed? No. Very hard. Very hard. Um, I just want one though. Why can't I just get one? Bro, like you do whatever you want, man. Nobody's pushing anything on anyone. Wait, how many women can you handle? I haven't maxed it out yet. I haven't maxed it out yet. I don't know how many women I can handle. Mrs. Poo Poo. Oh man, the societal programming has turned women into men, basically. Okay, well, could you please explain what a yantra is and how to use it properly? Nope, I think you can Google that. That is true. Okay. Did you make as a woman, I could handle my man being with other chicks sexually, but his heart would have to be only mine. Thank you for sharing that, Anna. That is, and this is exactly my point. See, I had a big argument with my ex girlfriend about exactly the same thing. And I told her it is absolutely they don't mean anything. I told her they don't mean anything. We're just having fun. It's like exercise. It's like it's like I'm just having fun with them. It's not that I'm in love with them. It's not that I want to build a family with them or whatever. You see, but she couldn't understand that. You see, so that's exactly it. That's a very very important point. Thank you, Anna, for saying that. Thank you. That's really it. You know. Is it possible to use magic to manifest polygamy? Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Hey, what up, Frank? Good to see you. How's it going? I do not want my husband to sleep with other women. For me, it's about loyalty. Okay, thank you for that comment. Thanks. Um, I don't mind if my man fuck a woman. I just don't want him to having a relationship with her. Okay, thank you for saying that. Um, I think it's natural for a man to have multiple women. I would want my man to love all women involved. I get jealous, but I don't mind it. Love outweighs it easily. Wow, that's very mature. Hey, yeah, women can have many men as they want, but they won't be one of my girls. Okay. Also, Frank, people feel safe around you and they feel like they can trust you. Plus, you're very honest if it hurts, but it is needed. Even if it hurts, but it is needed. Okay. Maybe if she was super into you and you were already demonstrably high value, other than that, no. Okay. She wanted to lock you down. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a problem. When a girl really wants you, she becomes territorial. Um, yeah, but what she doesn't understand is that at that point she's asking me to change who I am biologically, which that will never work. She's pretty much asking me to give up my manhood to be with her. But that the problem is, you see, the problem with high value guys, which I consider myself a high value guy, is that high value guy get attention from women. And they can have multiple women. I believe that low value guys do not get attention from women, and it's very very hard for them to get sex from from women. Okay, so when they get with a woman, they will do anything to keep her to stay. That's why they get married and shit. You know what it means to get married? It means that you give up your life. You give up your life and freedom so that the woman stays with you, and you, including your assets. That's basically what it means. Marriage is a contract which gives her access to your assets. That's what marriage is. Now think about think about that. Like everything that we do is a give and take. So basically, you're telling her, so you stay with me and continuously give me your presence and sex. I give away my entire life. Now, what does that tell you about that guy? That guy has zero choices. That guy is pretty much low value at that point. Okay. What you will find is that a high value guy is not going to do that. Why would he do that? He's like, yes, I want you to be in my life. I invite you to be in my life, but I'm not going to give up everything else to be with you. What you're asking me to do is, by being completely monogamous, by not having other women, by not doing my fun stuff, is you're basically telling me to lose my lust for life just to be with you. Like, how is that fair? So I'm supposed to be so I'm supposed to become like an 80-year-old man to be with you. That's not fair. And I don't have to do that. So I'm inviting you to be with me, but you don't want that. And you know why that is? Because there's a Disney fantasy that women have been fed for the longest time, where at one point the perfect guy will come along. The perfect guy will come along, and he's gonna give her his kingdom, and he's gonna be with her, and all that he wants is her. The perfect guy. Now the problem is that a perfect guy will never do that. Because a perfect guy doesn't have to settle. Because a perfect guy has options and he has a great life. You see. So that's the problem. That is the problem. Yeah. Okay. I'm scared of marriage. I'm not ready for that type of commitment. As a main girl, I just have to know that I stand out amongst the rest somehow. I gotta be the only emotional anchor, period. Others get the D, nothing else. I like you, Anna. This is the perfect. This is the I like how you think. That's exactly how I see it. That's exactly how I see it. Mrs. Poo Poo is already married. Good for her. Okay. This is all just my personal opinion. I'm not judging anyone here. Okay. I'm not judging anything, any lifestyles, any. Hey, I respect anyone, whatever the fuck you do. Right. I'm just telling you my personal opinion. So don't take it the wrong way. Only one woman in my entire life I would have actually married, and I broke it off with her too. Look, you got to make a choice, man. You got to make a choice. If I'm given the choice to only have one woman for the rest of my life, or to be broken up with, I'm gonna obviously choose to be broken up with. Like you're basically giving me the choice between. It's like what is that called? A golden cage. Even if the cage is golden, made out of gold, it's still prison. You get what I mean? So who does that? Somebody who doesn't have other options, and who has a problem getting sexual attention from other women, obviously. In a monogamous relationship, desire of man for sex gives the woman the upper hand in the relationship. Haha, golden prison. Yeah, it's the truth though, right? It's a good analogy. Okay, guys. It's almost 2 a.m. here. I need to get up early tomorrow, so I gotta hit the fucking pillow. I hope you got something out of this. We're gonna talk soon. Okay, peace. Bye bye.